Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6:30 on WKYT, investigators are searching for clues after human remains were found in a central Kentucky field.
We're tracking a crime alert after a burglar broke into a Lexington business through a wall.
And an update on the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, where repairs on that big sinkhole are about to begin. We'll have those stories and more. And breaking news as it happens. It's coming up on WKYT This Morning. Hey, good morning. Welcome in. It's good to have you along. Hope you had a great weekend. Monday now, November 10th. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Going to be pretty nice here today. You may want to take advantage of it while
That's
it
right.
lasts.
Sounds like today and tomorrow are okay.
Yeah.
After that, Micah keeps saying the numbers keep changing. Well, let's check in with him this morning. Hello there.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, from last week, they just continue to drop just a little bit more each and every time. It's going to be pretty cold toward late week. Live sky camera, there's your shot this morning, and it's a chilly start, no doubt about it, like the past few mornings. We're sitting there in the 30s, a couple 40s down toward the southeast. But all in all, it's on the cool side nonetheless. We head toward the afternoon. The kids going off to the bus stop this morning will need a coat. Afternoon, they can throw it in their backpack, throw it in the locker, whatever. Just take it off because we're sitting there at 64 degrees, a really good looking day and a good feel too. Now, as we hit the next couple of days, big changes come. And I'll talk all about those changes, when you can expect that, and what out of it coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then, and let's get right to the news.
New this morning, a man's in jail accused of robbing a Lexington liquor store.
It's how he got there that's interesting. Police say they got some help from the clerk who tackled the suspect. WKYT's Mark Barber is tracking the crime alert this morning. He's live in downtown Lexington. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Officers say that liquor store owner put up quite a fight. Police tell me that after the clerk gave the robber money, he tackled him. Officers say he took down Bryant Pickering when he tried to rob Jackson's Wine and Spirits on North Limestone Saturday night. According to an arrest citation, the 24-year-old was wearing a mask and pointed a gun at the owner, telling him to hand over the money. We're told the clerk gave Pickering the cash and then turned the tables on him. Investigators say when Pickering was putting the money in his pocket, the owner tackled him and took his gun. Police tell us the clerk held him at the liquor store until officers got there and arrested him. Pickering is scheduled to appear in court today to be arraigned on charges of first-degree armed robbery. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. And now a mysterious situation that's happening today. Investigators are hoping to learn more about the human remains that were found in a central Kentucky field.
Police say 2 hunters found a man's wallet in Anderson County. Deputies later collected 60 bags of evidence. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking the investigation from our live desk.
Well, good morning, Bill and Rebecca. This started after 2 deer hunters found a wallet over the weekend. Now, investigators are trying to find out who this person was and how they died. The Anderson County coroner said 2 deer hunters were in the woods off New Liberty Road about 15 miles west of Lawrenceburg this weekend when they found a man's wallet. They called the sheriff's office, and when deputies got there, the coroner said they found human skeletal remains. He said those remains were spread out between a pasture as well as that wooded area, but they believe they're all from the same person. He says investigators also found some clothing and eyeglasses. The coroner says in all, investigators collected 60 bags of evidence from the scene and sent it on to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort.
The remains will be examined for any evidence of foul play, any evidence of a gunshot wound or a penetrating stab wound, or any evidence of blunt trauma that could explain a cause of death.
Now, investigators say they're not sure just yet whether the wallet the hunters found belonged to this person. They say they're also not sure whether the person was a man or a woman. At the live desk, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, thank you so much. And also another news story we want to bring you up to date on here. New this morning, an inmate who escaped from a Lexington prison has been arrested in Tennessee. Terry Chandler went missing from the Blackburn Correctional Facility last night. Police think his fiancee picked him up and drove him to Tennessee. Chandler was serving a 14-year sentence for making meth and other charges out of Allen County. He was eligible for parole in August. Also new this morning, Winchester police investigating after a fast food restaurant was damaged overnight. Police were called out to the Fazoli's off Lexington Road near the bypass at about 3 o'clock this morning. They found a busted out window, but so far they're not sure if anything was actually stolen. New this morning, police are looking for a man they say attacked a store employee. Laurel County deputies say this man tried to walk out of the Walmart while wearing a coat he did not pay for. When confronted, police say he took off that coat and shoved an employee. Police say the suspect faces an assault charge.
The time is 6:35 on WKYT this morning. A Lexington business has been burglarized. Police say someone punched a hole in the wall. And police say all this happened early Sunday. The suspect stole shoes from Hibbard Sports off Richmond Road. They think the crook got into the store by first getting into an empty Chinese restaurant and then knocking out part of the wall.
You don't want to give him points for creativity, but it's pretty creative and pretty scary at the same time.
An alarm went off in the sports store when the suspect tried to take off through a back door. Police think the person crawled back through the hole to escape. They're checking surveillance cameras at nearby businesses. A head-on crash sent 4 people to the hospital. Saturday's crash in Laurel County happened when deputies say a Chevy Blazer crossed the center line on Kentucky 229 and hit a Toyota Tundra. The driver of the Blazer has been flown to UK hospital. The other driver and 2 passengers were also taken to local hospitals.
Happening today, the Fayette County Public School Board will meet to talk about getting a waiver to build a new high school. The Herald Leader reports that the Kentucky Department of Education won't approve the size of the proposed high school. The new school is designed for 1,800 students and is scheduled to open up in the fall of 2017, located on Winchester Road. Well, survivors and a morgue attendant say at least 48 high school students have been killed in a suicide bombing in northeastern Nigeria. The suicide bomber, disguised in a school uniform, detonated explosives at an assembly. Soldiers were chased away with stones by people angry at the military's inability to stop a 5-year-long Boko Haram Islamic insurgency that has killed thousands. Well, President Obama is in Beijing, China for the annual Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, the first stop in a week-long trip focusing on foreign policy.
And while he's in China, the president will hold a bilateral meeting with that country's president. The visit to Asia follows North Korea's surprise release of 2 Americans over the weekend. The president will also meet with other world leaders in Burma and Australia later this week. Well, parts of the country are getting a taste of winter as a massive storm packing Arctic air moves eastward. Meteorologists are predicting heavy snowfall from Montana to Michigan. Transportation officials in Minnesota prepped well into the night and into this morning. The state is expected to be the hardest hit, but it'll be cold everywhere.
Okay, beware of the pods. A study finds that the squishy laundry detergent packets are sometimes mistaken for toys or candy, resulting in accidental poisonings among children. Researchers say more than 700 U.S. children wound up in the hospital in just the time span of 2 years. Coma and seizure among the most serious complication, though there was a death last year. Researchers say safer packaging is needed. 3 crew members on the International Space Station are finally coming home. The crew, which includes American Reed Wiseman, strapped themselves into the Russian capsule Sunday, made a parachute landing in Kazakhstan. The trio spent nearly 6 months aboard the ISS. Happening today, work begins on that massive sinkhole at the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green. The project is expected to cost about $3.2 million, and it could take up to 8 months to complete. The sinkhole opened up in the museum back in February. It swallowed 8 Corvettes, 5 of which are considered beyond repair. GM unveiled the first restored Corvette last week in Las Vegas.
All right. So now the sinkhole is going to be history. It was at first thought that might be a tourist attraction itself, but they decided better than that. 6:39 the time. A traffic alert for you this morning. Lane closures are scheduled on part of I-75 in Scott County. The right 2 northbound lanes are scheduled to be closed at mile point 135. They'll be doing bridge replacement work. The traffic impact will last from 9 until 3 today, so heads up on that. All right, we want to check live drive traffic this morning and see what is happening out there on the highways and byways. And here's our check on live drive traffic now as we look at this situation, Nicholasville in Pasadena. And that is one of the places where they're going to be doing work along Nicholasville Road, replacing traffic signals 1 lane at a time to be blocked through Thursday on Nicholasville Road at East Lowry Lane, as well as Pasadena and Zandale Drive. So some work out in that area. No early problems, though. It's a good ride in, and we'll have some daylight here shortly.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, more news coming up on WKYT on your Monday.
Having a live mascot means expecting the unexpected. The 12th man got an up-close encounter with Tama the hawk.
Wow.
That didn't work out the way it was planned, I can promise you that. 30s this morning, we have a mixture of sun and clouds as we head throughout the day, with the 60s this afternoon. A very mild day in store. Is it going to be short-lived or is it going to last for a couple of days? I'll show you that forecast coming up.